Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India NewsHour, India's voice to the world. I am Siddharth Bharadwaj, wishing all our viewers a very happy Republic Day. Coming up in the next hour. India celebrates 76th Republic Day with a grand show at Kartavya Path. Nation witnesses with awe as marching contingents and cultural performances captivate thousands. India's tri-services firepower at full display at Republic Day Parade. State-of-the-art missile systems, blue water capabilities and aerial might captivate thousands. '76th Republic Day of India celebrated across the globe. Indian community come together in USA, China, Russia, UAE, Beijing, Dhaka, among others, to celebrate India's Republic Day. Israel accuses Hamas of breaching truce deal. Displaced Palestinians wait to return to Gaza City as their return to northern parts of Gaza halted. In a big jolt to Yunus government, United States announces immediate suspension of any work under US aid to Bangladesh. India is celebrating its 76th Republic Day with the iconic parade at Kartavya Path leading the celebrations. President Draupadi Murmu led the nation in celebrating the day with special focus on 75 years of enactment of Constitution and Jan Bhagidari, or people's participation. This year, the celebrations is a unique blend of India's rich cultural diversity, unity, equality, development and military prowess. The parade began with President Draupadi Murmu taking the salute. The parade heralded by 300 cultural artists playing Sare Jahan Se Acha with musical instruments from different parts of the country. President of the Republic of Indonesia, Prabowo Subianto, witnessed the parade as the chief guest. Kartavya Path witnessed to a march past by the marching contingent of Indonesian National Armed Forces and military band of Indonesia's Military Academy. The marching contingent consisted of 152 members with 190 members in the military band. Women power was all evident at the Republic Day Parade when the women officers led from the front and participated in many of the contingents. The tri-services contingents apart, the women officers also made a mark of their hard work, dedication and utmost discipline in the marching contingents of Coast Guard, NCC and even a women band contingent.
President of India, Draupadi Murmu, is also the Supreme Commander of the Defence Forces. As she took the salute, the following contingents had a fair amount of representation of the growing footprints of women power in all the wings of security forces. India's inevitable women power was also too hard to miss during the entire Republic Day march past on the majestic Kartavya Path. Women officers and serving personnel participated in many marching contingents while many were led by them. The women officers showed once again that when it comes to lead from the front, they are second to none. The women officers of the Indian Army, Navy, Coast Guard were at the forefront of leading their respective units in the march past. The CRPF women contingent also grabbed attention as it handsomely marched past the Kartavya Path. The 148-member all-women marching contingent of Central Reserve Police Force was led by Assistant Commandant Aishwarya Joy M. The all-girls marching contingent of NCC girls was led by Senior Under Officer Ekta Kumari of Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh Directorate. The Indian Coast Guard contingent was led by Deputy Commandant Navita Thakran. The Indian Navy and Air Force contingents also featured a women officer in the list of team names leading the contingent. The women officers were also part of prominent march pasts of other branches of the defense forces, including the missile regiments and corps of signals. The women were also prominently visible in many of the tableaus that adorned the magnificent parade. The women officers also led from the front when the daredevil motorcycle contingents made a spectacular march past. Bureau Report, DD India.
India's 76th Republic Day celebrations were marked by a spectacular display of vibrant tableaus, each showcasing a unique aspect of the country's rich cultural heritage and national pride. The Republic Day parade, held at Delhi's iconic Kartavya Path, featured an impressive array of tableaus presented by various ministries, departments and states, highlighting India's progress, diversity and commitment to inclusive growth. Here's a report.
This year's Republic Day parade featured a vibrant array of tableaus, each showcasing a unique aspect of India's rich cultural heritage and national pride. The tableaus, presented by various ministries and departments, highlighting the country's progress, diversity and commitment to inclusive growth. Tableaus from 16 state government, union territories and 10 ministries, departments of central government participated in the parade. India's Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment's tableau, Swarnim Bharat, Virasat aur Vikas, honored the Indian Constitution's 75th anniversary. It showcased the Constitution as the foundation of India's legacy, promoting justice, equality and liberty. The Ministry of Tribal Affairs tableau celebrated the 150th birth anniversary of legendary tribal leader Bhagwan Birsa Munda. India's Ministry of Women and Child Development's tableau highlighted the ministry's legacy programs such as Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao and depicted the journey of women and children empowered through education, health and nutrition. Various departments also showcased their tableaus during India's Republic Day celebrations. The India Meteorological Department tableau commemorated 150 years of the Mausam Bhavan, highlighting the Ministry of Earth Sciences' contributions to meteorology and society. Tableaus from various states added to the display of India's rich cultural diversity at the Kartavya Path. Uttarakhand's tableau showcased the state's rich culture, natural beauty, while Haryana's tableau celebrated the state's heritage and also its Olympic achievements. Andhra Pradesh's tableau added the colorful 400-year-old craft tradition of Etiko Pakka wooden toys. Mahakumbh made a grand entry to the Kartavya Path, bringing a whiff of fresh spiritual and religious fervor to the festive atmosphere with the Uttar Pradesh tableau. To conclude the tableau showcase, India's Ministry of Culture's tableau showcased the Swarnim Bharat Virasat aur Vikas, celebrating India's creative economy and cultural wealth. It featured the ancient Tamil string instrument Yas and kinetic installation of Kalpavriksha, highlighting India's rich cultural heritage. Antara Sinha for DD India.
India's Republic Day Parade 2025 displayed incredible cultural diversity and heritage with traditional artists with colorful costumes from different parts of the country. Take a look at the report.
Republic Day Parade has been for many decades an event which not only showcases the defense preparedness of the nation but also displays a glimpse of India's incredible cultural heritage. The parade, in fact, was heralded by a collage of the music of India. 300 cultural artists played Sare Jahan Se Acha with musical instruments of different parts of the country as the grand parade began on the Kartavya Path. The ensemble of instruments including Shehnai, Sundari, Nadaswaram, flute, tuturi, dhol, chang, tasha, sambal, chenda, idaka, lezim, tawil, gudumbaza, talam, adding to the overall grand opening of the parade. The showering of flower petals was an equally spectacular sight. Carried out by 5 Mi-17 1V helicopters, 4 helicopters flying in Dhwaj formation, they showcased the national ensign along with the service ensigns of the Army, Navy and Air Force while showering colorful petals as a beautiful tribute. 5,000 artists in a title of Jayati, Jaya, Mama, Bharatam performed over 45 dance forms from different parts of the country in an 11-minute cultural extravaganza. The performance covered the entire Kartavya Path. Showcasing India's cultural diversity and heritage, the artists brought their vivid dance forms to life with colorful costumes, shimmering jewelry, headgear and traditional props such as spears, swords and drums. Truly a sight to behold. Then came the Daredevils. The corps of Signal's motorcycle rider display team carried out breathtaking stunts during a thrilling performance. The team showcased their bravery and determination through a number of formations, including bullet salute, tank top, double jimmy, devil's down, highlighting their dedication and expertise. Kajal's report, DD India.
A parade to mark the Republic Day was held in Jharkhand's capital Ranchi. Governor Santosh Kumar Gangwar hoisted the national flag. In his address, the governor reiterated his commitment for the rapid development of the state. For the first time, a contingent of West Bengal police participated in the parade. 11 tableaus of various departments were also displayed. In a first, the national flag was hoisted on Republic Day at 14 places in Naxal-affected Bastar region of Chhattisgarh state. This happened after the establishment of security camps in the region. Security personnel along with the villagers hoisted the tricolour in areas including Sukma district. The 76th Republic Day was celebrated with great enthusiasm at the Indira Gandhi Stadium in Alwar in Rajasthan state. The tricolour was hoisted by Forest and Environment Minister Sanjay Sharma. The Rajasthan Police and National Cadet Corps participated in the parade. Still to come on DD India NewsHour. Undocumented migrants boarded onto US military planes for deportation flights. Secretary of State Rubio say US may offer very large bounty on Taliban leaders. US President Donald Trump repeats pledge to ending taxes on tips.
ये हैं स्कैमर साहब। बैंक कर्मचारी बनके आपको कॉल करते हैं। ये कह रहे हैं एटीएम कार्ड की डिटेल दो वरना अकाउंट ब्लॉक हो जाएगा। जैसे ही जानकारी मिलती है स्कैमर शॉपिंग शुरू करते हैं। ओ मैडम रुक जाइए, कभी भी अपने कार्ड डिटेल्स फोन पे मत दीजिए। एसबीआई की टिप से आप बन जाओगे एंटी स्कैम चैंपियन। पूछते हैं आपके अकाउंट का हाल, पर असलियत में ये है स्कैमर्स की चाल। बी स्कैम से।
You're watching DD India NewsHour. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. In a major blow to Bangladesh, Trump administration puts a freeze on US developmental aid to the country following his executive order, which mandates a pause on foreign aid to review whether aid allocations align with his foreign policy priorities. The Trump administration has announced the immediate termination or suspension of any work in Dhaka under contracts, work orders, grants, cooperative agreements, or other assistance or procurement instruments. The United States donor agency USAID made the announcement on Saturday, confirming the immediate suspension. The freeze has also impacted other sectors that rely on US funding. And DD India correspondent Amrit Pal Singh joins us on the phone line. Hi Amrit, a very good evening to you. What is the update on this you're getting for us?
So that's the USAID Bangladesh, that's the US Agency for International Development, in pursuance of the executive order that Donald Trump signed, which calls for a review of all projects, ongoing international projects under the aid, except for Israel and Syria for the food program. It calls for a review to align to see whether they are aligned with the foreign policy priorities of the Donald Trump administration. Now, under citing that, the US aid Bangladesh has said that it's immediately ceasing all works and projects till the time this review is carried out. Now, US aid Bangladesh, which is the international assistance arm, aid and assistance arm of the United States government, carries out various projects related to development, either directly or through funding of the government, of NGOs, of media, of academia, in various fields, ranging from democracy to governance, to education, to the health sector, to agriculture, to the food program sector, to disaster management, to environment and climate change mitigation. So right now those projects have been, the aid to those projects have been put on hold. So this is the development.
Okay, Amrit, very quickly, what can we expect next in this?
They will go in for a review to see, the programs, whether they are aligned with the foreign policy priorities.
Okay.
Of course, when Mr. Trump was the president-elect in November 2024, when, the attacks on the minorities in Bangladesh was taking place, so he had voiced concerns about that, saying that the Hindu minorities are under attack. In a way, it is being linked to and looked at as a message to the Muhammad Yunus-led government that unless they control the situation and put the lid on atrocities or acts of violence against the minorities being carried out in that country, the US could look at squeezing the aid. Though it is not directly said, but it's implied and it's being looked at like that. Though, as I said, that this US aid letter or order flows from the executive order of that Donald Trump signed after he assumed office, which calls for across-the-board review of the US aid projects around the world. But the very fact that Bangladesh has chosen to implement it, and with immediacy, it's not even a week since Donald Trump has assumed office. So it is a sort of signaling in, as in diplomacy, these economic leverage is used to send signals to foreign governments about the priorities of the particular countries lending assistance and loans, etc.
All right, we leave it there. Thank you so much, Amrit. President Donald Trump began his first week back in office with talks about cutting taxes on tips in Las Vegas on Saturday. It is one of the 2024 campaign promise he made in the gambling and hospitality hub. Trump took the stage at the Circa Resort and Casino with a banner reading "No tax on tips." He stated that the economic confidence in the United States was soaring. In Las Vegas, Trump highlighted a pledge to end taxation of income from tips and overtime, a proposal he first made in June. The tip-heavy hospitality industry comprises more than a fifth of jobs. The proposals Trump made on the campaign trail are estimated to add $7.5 trillion to the nation's debt over the next decade. The U.S. Department of Defense military aircraft conducted 2 deportation flights to Guatemala on January 23rd. Each flight carried around 80 migrants as part of the Pentagon's response to President Trump's recent national emergency declaration. While military planes have been used for international relocations in the past, such as during the 2021 withdrawal from Afghanistan, this is the first known instance in recent memory where they were used to deport migrants. The Pentagon plans to deport more than 5,000 migrants currently held in El Paso, Texas and San Diego, California, using military aircraft. Additionally, 1,500 active duty troops, including 500 Marines, have been deployed to the US-Mexico border following Trump's executive order. Now, Mexico has refused a request from Trump's administration to allow a US military aircraft deporting migrants to land in the country. The government was not able to move ahead with a plan to have a C-17 transport aircraft land in Mexico. However, after the country denied permission, Mexico's foreign ministry said the country had a very great relationship with the US and cooperated on issues such as immigration. Meanwhile, Brazil's government expressed outrage on Saturday after dozens of immigrants deported from United States arrived by plane in handcuffs, calling it a flagrant disregard for their rights. When the plane landed in the northern city of Manaus, Brazilian authorities ordered US officials to immediately remove the handcuffs. Though the deportation flight was not directly linked to any immigration orders issued by Trump upon taking office on Monday, but rather stemmed from a 2017 bilateral agreement. The flight was originally destined for the southeastern city of Belo Horizonte, but encountered a technical issue, forcing it to land in Manaus. Former infantryman and Fox News personality Pete Hegseth was sworn in as U.S. Defense Secretary on Saturday. He narrowly won the Senate confirmation despite allegations of alcohol abuse and concerns over inexperience. Hegseth was confirmed after a 50-50 vote in the Senate when Vice President J.D. Vance came to the chamber to break the tie in his role as President of the Senate after 3 Republicans joined every Democrat and Independent in voting no. Hegseth, a former Fox News personality and decorated veteran, is promising to bring major changes to the Pentagon, but his leadership will be under intense scrutiny after a bruising confirmation review that raised serious questions about his qualifications, temperament, and views about women in combat. Hegseth is the most divisive candidate to clinch the U.S. military's top job.
And the 3 principles I talked about are what we will bring to that Pentagon. Restore the warrior ethos in everything that we do, rebuild our military, and reestablish deterrence. We don't want to fight wars. We want to deter them, as you said, and we want to end them responsibly. But if we need to fight them, we're going to bring overwhelming and decisive force to close with and destroy the enemy and bring our boys home.
U.S. Senate has confirmed Kristi Noem as President Donald Trump's Homeland Security Secretary on Saturday. This places a key member of the Republicans' cabinet into position as Trump launches a wide-ranging immigration crackdown. Noem was governor of South Dakota and shares Trump's hardline immigration views, calling illegal immigration an invasion during a confirmation hearing earlier this month. Noem will take over the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, which oversees border security, deportations, and legal immigration paperwork, as well as emergency response, cybersecurity, and the U.S. Coast Guard and Secret Service. She was confirmed by a vote of 59 to 34 in the Republican-led Senate. U.S. President Donald Trump is invited to address a Congress session on March 4th for his first formal speech to lawmakers since returning to power. U.S. Speaker Mike Johnson sent a letter on Saturday to the president inviting him to share his America First vision for the country's legislative future. The letter mentioned the phrase "America's golden age has begun," invoking what Trump used in his inaugural address on Monday. The president has been away from Washington since Friday, using the first trip of his second term to visit the disaster-struck states of North Carolina and California before addressing supporters on Saturday in Las Vegas, Nevada. US may place a very big bounty on the top leaders of the Taliban, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said on Saturday, addressing he was hearing that the Taliban held more American hostages than previously reported. On social media platform X, Rubio said, if this is true, they will have to immediately place a very big bounty on their top leaders. The post did not give further details or specify the number of Americans held by the Taliban. Authorities in Kabul said in the past week that the United States freed an Afghan convicted by an American court on charges of drug smuggling and extremism in exchange for 2 US citizens held in Afghanistan. The Taliban took over Afghanistan in 2021 following a chaotic US withdrawal from the country after 20 years of war. Israel announced on Saturday it was halting plans to allow Palestinians to return to northern Gaza, citing Hamas's failure to release a 5th hostage as a breach of the truce. An Israeli military spokesperson called it a violation, while Hamas attributed to the delay to technical issue. Meanwhile, on Sunday, large crowds of displaced Palestinians were seen gathered at Al-Rashid Coast Road in Wadi Gaza, waiting for permission to cross into Gaza City.
We are continuing to progress with the implementation of the agreement for the return of the female and male hostages, and we are prepared and await with responsibility to receive all female and male hostages that are set to return in the near future. Hamas did not comply with the agreement on its obligation to return civilian females first.
3 people were killed and more than 30 others were injured in clashes with the Israeli troops while trying to return to homes in South Lebanon, where the troops remained on the ground after the deadline for their withdrawal passed on Sunday morning, Lebanon's health ministry said. Israel has said it intended to keep troops in the south beyond the Sunday deadline stipulated in the US brokered ceasefire that halted last year's war with Hezbollah, and on Saturday ordered residents not to return until further notice. Around 6.9 million people are casting votes in Belarus on Sunday in an election that may give another 5-year term to the incumbent president Alexander Lukashenko. Lukashenko faces 4 opponents this time, but none of them pose serious challenge to him. Although the United States and the European Union both claim that the election could not be free and fair because independent media are banned in Belarus and all leading opposition figures have been jailed or forced to flee abroad. As the world comes together to celebrate International Day of Clean Energy, India's renewable energy journey shines as a beacon of hope and progress. From record-breaking installations to innovative government initiatives, the nation has emerged as a global leader in the fight against climate change. Let's take a look at this report providing a glimpse into India's remarkable strides towards a sustainable future.
As the world observes International Day of Clean Energy, India stands at the forefront of the global clean energy transition. By January 2025, India's total non-fossil fuel-based energy capacity reached a total of 217.62 gigawatts, with renewable energy making up to 46.3% of its total electricity generation. In 2024, India achieved a record-breaking 24.5 gigawatt of new solar capacity and 3.4 gigawatts of wind capacity. Solar power remains the backbone of India's renewable energy sector, now contributing 92.12 gigawatt to the grid. India's rooftop solar sector being a major contributor with 53% increase in installation, and thanks to the PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. Over 7 lakh households benefited from free electricity under this initiative. Even wind energy continues to play a vital role with 47.72 gigawatts of installed capacity, and Gujarat, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu alone accounted for 98% of the 3.4 gigawatt added last year. The government's initiative have been pivotal in driving growth. The National Green Hydrogen Mission is positioning India as a global hub for green hydrogen production, while the production-linked incentive schemes are boosting domestic manufacturing of solar panels and wind turbines. By 2030, India aims to achieve the 500 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity and 50% of its total energy from non-fossil fuel sources. The energy transition is also instrumental in creating jobs, and in 2023, India's renewable energy sector employed over 1 million people. India now ranks 4th globally in the renewable energy capacity and solar power production. With innovative policies, strong investments and record capacity addition, the country is leading the way in combating climate change and ensuring a sustainable future. Dibyendu Mondal's report for DD India.
Let's take a look at other stories making news around the world. Thousands of Australians took to streets in Sydney, marking Invasion Day in support of the indigenous communities of country on Sunday. For many citizens and native communities, Australia Day symbolizes the destruction of their cultures by European settlers as it marks the anniversary of the arrival of British First Fleet in 1788. Peru has deployed large number of security personnel in the city of Trujillo after recent bombs attack and assassination attempts in and around the city. Recent attacks include bomb blast near prosecutor's office, another blast outside a nightclub in Lima that injured 3 people, and shooting a well-known local journalist Dario Medina just outside his residence. Still to come on DD India NewsHour. A discussion with our expert on India's self-reliance in defence sector as showcased at Republic Day Parade at Kartavya Path.
ये है कॉल सेंटर वाले स्कैमर, रिवॉर्ड्स का लॉलीपॉप लेकर आए हैं और हमारे नागरिक को लगता है कि इनकी किस्मत खुल गई है। खुशी से बैंक डिटेल्स डालना शुरू, एक एसएमएस, एक लिंक और ट्रैप तैयार। ओ मैडम रुक जाइए, अपने बैंक डिटेल्स डालने से पहले साइट तो वेरीफाई कर लीजिए। एसबीआई की स्कैम सेफ टिप से आप बनोगे स्कैम प्रूफ। ऐसे कॉल से रिवॉर्ड नहीं मिलने वाला, क्योंकि दाल में है कुछ काला। बी स्कैम सेफ।
And a quick recap of headlines. India celebrates 76th Republic Day when a grand show at Kartavya Path. Nation witness with awe as marching contingents and cultural performances captivate thousands. India's Tri-Services firepower at full display at Republic Day Parade. State-of-the-art missile systems, blue water capabilities and aerial might captivate thousands. '76th Republic Day of India celebrated across the globe. Indian community come together in USA, China, Russia, UAE, Beijing, Dhaka, among others, to celebrate India's Republic Day. India marked its 76th Republic Day on Sunday with grand celebrations in the heart of national capital of New Delhi. From impressive displays of military might to cultural showcases, the day highlighted the nation's progress and unity. Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto joined President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the occasion as this year's chief guest. Diptansu Kashyap gives us a closer look at the events from this report.
Came alive as India celebrated its 76th Republic Day with a grand parade at Kartavya Path. Thousands of spectators gathered to witness this vibrant display of India's military prowess, cultural heritage and unity. Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto was this year's chief guest, who joined President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the celebrations, underscoring the strengthening relationship between the two nations. The parade showcased India's progress, blending modern technology and traditional elements. The Republic Day celebrations began with Prime Minister Narendra Modi laying a wreath at the National War Memorial, paying tribute to the brave soldiers of the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force. President Murmu, accompanied by President Subianto, was escorted by the President's bodyguards as they made their way to Kartavya Path to witness the parade. The two leaders were warmly welcomed by Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and other top defence officials. The parade featured contingents from the Indian Armed Forces, with soldiers marching in perfect formation and military bands adding to the spectacle. Among the highlights were the Indonesian military band and their marching contingent, as well as impressive displays of India's defense technology. From the T-90 Bhishma battle tanks to the integrated battlefield surveillance system, the event showcased India's military strength and its commitment to self-reliance in defense. The first army contingent leading the mounted column was 61 cavalry. It was followed by 9 mechanized columns and 9 marching contingents. T-90 tanks, Nag missile system, Pinaka multi-launcher rocket system, Agniban multi-barrel rocket launcher, Akash weapon system, vehicle-mounted infantry mortar system called Aerawat were also displayed at the Kartavya Path. The parade concluded with a breathtaking flypast by the Indian Air Force, featuring the Rafale, Sukhoi 30 and Jaguars. This aerial display highlighted India's air strength and technological advancements. The 76th Republic Day Parade was a powerful reminder of India's growing position on the world stage and its continuous march towards a bright and prosperous future. Diptanshu Kashyap's report for DD India.
India is celebrating 76th Republic Day today with grand display of its military might that included elite marching contingents, missiles and various indigenous weapon systems. India's defense strength and the commitment of our Jawans are unmatchable. Now, to discuss more on this, I am joined by retired Major General Sudhakar J. He is also defense and geopolitical expert. Sir, a very warm welcome to the broadcast, first of all. Now, to begin with, the Republic Day Parade is always an awe-inspiring moment, sir. One that fills us with deep sense of pride and joy. Every year, as we watch the display of India's military might, cultural diversity and rich history, it's a moment that truly gives us goosebumps, reminding us of the strength, unity and resilience of our nation. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, Siddharth, firstly, good afternoon. Thank you for getting me to your show.
Yeah.
Perhaps what you have articulated is the understatement. You are speaking as an anchor of the National News Channel, and I am actually an ex-retired soldier. A soldier never retires, he re-retires.
Definitely,
so
sir.
for me, it is a way of life. And that's the way I take it and would like to respond. But having said that, this is one thing which I personally feel that every citizen of the country must inculcate. Everyone should be like a soldier. When I say everyone should be like a soldier, what it means is the single most important point wherein such kind of mega events once in a year should convey to the nation at large is that the nation comes first. Anything and everything that we do, we should ask a question to ourselves that are we contributing in any manner to the nation building? If no, then perhaps the time has come. Today, the literacy rate is not as it is to be in 1947 or 52. It's almost 76% to 83%. Pretty high. The awareness level is high. Social media is already rife and it's there in a common man's palm. So therefore, I personally feel that there is a high degree of requirement of own obligation to the nation. That is the duties. We as human beings, we always demand for the rights. Nobody is talking about the duty. What is our duty to keep the nation as a nation?
Would you like to explain it especially to the youth of the country?
Definitely. You see, for the youth, I would like to give a point that predictability in one's own life is very, very important. When I say predictability, it's the routine in life. A youth must know how to begin the day tomorrow morning, today before he goes to sleep. He should have jotted down the points. What is it that I am going to do tomorrow? Is there anything notable for the nation building? If no, then I must have something for the nation building. Today, the crying need of the nation is Atmanirbhar Bharat. Despite the best effort, the government of India started Make in India concept in 2014, thinking that we would be taking a clean departure in a graduated manner from a dependency on foreign resources, wherein we imported something close to 86% of the hardware for our armed forces at some point in time. And fortunately, it has come down because of emergency procurement, ad hoc procurement, because of Galwan incident. It has come down to, people say, our dependency on Russia was 76%. It has come down to 36% now. And whereas for France, Israel and America, it has gone up. With France, I think it is close to almost about 36%. America is 13%. Israel is 9% or so. Similarly, other countries. These are temporary measures to keep our defense forces formidable. But what is the permanent? The dependency with Russia is so high that no matter how hard you try, you cannot decouple, you cannot de-risk, you cannot actually sever your relationship or your dependency. Why? Because the crying need of the country today, as far as the armed forces are concerned, first and foremost is the engine for the aircraft. Although I'm mindful of the fact that yes, there are the latest drone technology which is taken over, be it in the Ukraine or in the Middle East. Okay, they, the aircrafts may not be as relevant as it is competitively and relatively. The drone actually overtaken, but you cannot actually, replace the aircrafts. So therefore, with the new technology, is India 100% dependent on itself? Is it self-reliant? Answer is no. Pakistan has left India behind by 10 years. I am by no means am I trying to decry the efforts of.
I understand, sir, what you're trying to say, but my question is, what do you think of India's defense capability, and how, is it increasing with each passing day? Because we have come really far.
Yeah, good question, Siddharth. Post 2020 Galwan incident, India has started doubling down. As for doubling down, it is in terms of infrastructure, it is in terms of procurement of the state-of-the-art technology, the armaments, the weapons. And today, as India stands, India is the only country which can stand up to any kind of challenge from the northern border adversary. The only country. There is no country in the world which is have the capability of confronting. Okay. So when you talk about that, it is in terms of the troops, the high altitude orientation or the acclimatization, and the weapons and technology. So having said that, you see, when you talk about defense capability requires deep pocket, a lot of money. Does India have? Today we are 3.94 trillion US dollar economy. When you compare yourself with northern border, our adversary, they are almost close to 19 trillion US dollar economy. It is almost 6.5% more than what we are today. Okay. So by and by, all I am saying is, till such time, there is another issue, Siddharth, you got to keep in mind, that no matter how much of Atmanirbhar Bharat you talk about, no matter how much of decoupling, de-risking and diversification that the Westerners talk about, the dependency on China today is so intertwined, is so high, that for next 40 years, it will be very difficult to pull yourself out. Be it the critical mineral technology or the AIP for producing even the smallest.
I understand, sir, what you're trying to say again, but we were on the fact that today we are the 5th largest economy in the world, and very soon the way India is going will be the 3rd largest economy in the world. With this fact which I just gave you, and how do you think that our defense capabilities will be increasing in future, and what all will be incorporating?
Three things, three aspects. First and foremost, you have to apply a spectrum of short-term, medium-term, and long-term perspective. When you have short, medium, and long-term, you identify the themes. What comes to my mind is Atmanirbhar Bharat is the first thing that India has to focus on. It has focused on manufacturing, has not taken off, Siddharth. I'm sure you hear me out. It was 16.7 way back in 13-14.
And also we have to keep in consideration the indigenous technology, when it comes to defense capabilities of India.
Absolutely. So what I'm coming to is that for some period of time, until India achieves a target of, let's say, 10 to 15 trillion or 7 to 10 trillion US dollar economy, till then, we have to very selectively collaborate or cooperate with even the worst of enemies. Because the dependency of such kind of a fundamental mineral or the product, without which your mobile today, we are the 2nd largest producer of mobile. We are exporting rather than importing. 2014, we are the largest importer of mobiles. So when you make a statement like this, we are the largest, 2nd largest, does any one of us know that a significant percentage of the electronic component in a mobile are imported from China? Most of us may be ignorant about it. So therefore, all that I'm saying is, till say 2035 or so, just put your head down, be dependent in a selective manner, take the best out of China or any such country which are inimical to you, make your self-reliance, that is, Viksit Bharat 2047, a productive one, a result-oriented one, and focus on your export. Focus on the export and thereby you actually carry out an indigenous production. The R&D today is 0.65% of the GDP. It is one of the lowest in the world in research and development. You talk about South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, China, Russia, Israel. Israel today is 6% of the GDP. We are 0.65%. Somebody countered me by saying that, sir, last year government of India has given 1 lakh crore of rupees. It is a drop in the ocean. When you convert that into dollar, it comes to 0.65. So therefore, in sum and substance of what I'm saying is, yes, India is going great. We are
indeed, and we cannot, sir, definitely deny the fact that with each passing day, like I had said, the India's defense capability is certainly rising. And
definitely, without any doubt. Siddharth, talk in terms of small arms. You see, AK-47s we have started producing in collaboration with Russia. Bravo.
This is a very nice discussion, sir, but we have paucity of time. I might have to leave this discussion here. Thank you so much, sir, for joining in on the broadcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Siddharth. Bye-bye.
The 76th Republic Day of India was celebrated by Indian embassies across the globe with great enthusiasm on Sunday. Let us give you a few glimpses of these celebrations. Embassy of India in the USA hosted a reception to celebrate the 76th Republic Day of India with friends of India and prominent members of Indian community. The event celebrated the spirit of Indian Constitution and showcased elements of Indian culture and cuisine. The Indian Embassy in Beijing also celebrated the 76th Republic Day of India. The Ambassador of India to China, Pradeep Rawat, unfurled the tricolour at Embassy to mark the occasion. He also read Honourable President's Republic Day message to Embassy officials and members of Indian community who attended the ceremony. The event also witnessed vibrant cultural performances. The Indian community in the UAE came together on Sunday morning to celebrate the 76th Republic Day of India with spirited ceremonies at the Indian Embassy in Abu Dhabi and the Consulate in Dubai. Indian Ambassador to the UAE, Sanjay Sudhir, unfurled the tricolour at Embassy while Consul General Satish Kumar Sivan hoisted the national flag at the Consulate. The Indian Embassy in South Korea organized the flag hoisting ceremony to mark the celebration of 76th Republic Day of India at its premises on Sunday with enthusiastic participation from the members of the Indian community. The vibrant cultural segment of the celebrations included dance performances by children from the diaspora on patriotic songs. Members of the Indian community in Bangladesh's capital Dhaka took part in large numbers in the celebrations at the Chancery building. Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh, Pranay Verma, unfurled the national flag. He welcomed the Indian community members attending the event. All right, let's take you across to Atri border now. All right, that was live from Atari border in Punjab, and that's all for this edition of DD India News Hour. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour.